Hello beautiful creatures. This is Eliza Kendall coming to you from northern New South Wales. I am in Bundjalung country in Australia. The date, I don't even know what it is today. It's a Thursday. It's the end of October and nearing the end of 2020. What incredible, amazing, transformational, eye-opening year it is, my golly. How are you going? How are you faring? How are you moving through this time? Hopefully with grace and ease, and most importantly, hopefully you're moving through this time with a lot of love and tenderness for the self. Time and time again in the psychic communications I'm doing for clients, and also the messages I receive from my own guidance, are about being kind and gentle to the self now. No more diminishing, reducing the self with our thoughts. No more perpetuating the old limitations with our thoughts. It's time now to notice every moment what we are choosing to do with our mind and what we are choosing to give our attention and our energy into. Are we getting distracted by chaos? Are we easily diverted by conflict? Can we redirect ourselves to harmony, to the quiet place within that knows the way forward, that is aligned to the greatest good of all humanity and all living beings on the planet? Are we quietening down yet? Are we listening to our heart's intelligence yet? Do we know that when we quiet and when we listen deeply, when we restore our full presence to ourselves, we have access to all knowledge. We have access to the intelligence not only available to us in every interaction, encounter we have with another vibrationary being, also from the living library of the earth, Gaia's intelligence, but also from our cosmic intelligence, our higher dimensional family who are continuously pouring information down to us, just as Gaia is continuously offering lessons to us in every moment. And the moment we stop beating ourselves up about what we are not, what we haven't done, what we think we should be doing, what was on the list of things or what was in the manual that we wrote for our lives, when we stop being annoyed and upset and shaming and belittling and attacking ourselves for that which we think we should have done, and we instead accept everything as it is right now, when we drop in to full presence, which requires acceptance in the moment, it is then we can see the infinite possibilities available to all of us. Possibilities that lead us to co-creating a reverent, loving, beautiful, magnificent, brilliant, amazing life. It is possible. We are moving out of destruction. We are moving out of an old way of moving through, an old way of communicating, an old way of relating to one another, an old way of connecting, an old way of sourcing and sustaining power. We are reducing the reliance that we have on external energy and finding the internal abundance of energy available to us, waiting to be tapped into when we simply become quiet and we listen deeply within, and we move out of the head that wants to attack us and wants to beat us up and wants to stay in conflict, wants to say mean things to us about what we're not doing and crack the whip on us to tell us that what we should be doing, when what our heart is saying is to be quiet, to be still, to rest, to recuperate, to nourish and nurture the nervous system. This is really one of the most important things right now, moving through the end of the year and into 2021, is to nurture and nourish the nervous system, to nurture and nourish the quiet spaces within, to turn your attention and listen deeply to your heart's intelligence. But before you can hear your heart's intelligence, before you can hear your intuition, before you can trust it, and before you can hear clear communication from your spirit guides, you may just need to stop being an asshole to yourself and instead be kind, be nice, be soft, be gentle. Okay. As I do that now, I am making known my receptivity and willingness to pass on some information to you now from any being who has appropriate information, positive intentions for our current state of evolution. I'm willing to speak with now and have them to speak through me if they so choose. Okay. We are very encouraging of a new way of looking at evolution, at a new way of looking at ascension, particularly for those of you who have been on the awakening path for some time. We are encouraging you, instead of considering yourself moving up and up and up and up and up through the ranks of spiritual understanding, through the levels of spiritual knowledge and so-called enlightenment, we are suggesting now and advising you, we lay this out before you to contemplate and consider, instead of expanding up, to expand out, to center both below your experiences from the past, your grounding, your connection to the planet that you walk on, as well as centering your higher dimensional aspects, your higher intelligence, let's say, your capacity to see beyond the illusions of the 3D reality, the information that you receive from the guidance above, as well as your extrasensory capacities. We are inviting you to center these two qualities, the above and the below, into your heart space and expand out from there. It is not as advantageous for you to consider that you are ascending upwards. Instead, you are expanding outwards, for as you open more to receive more information, you realize and notice and accept and understand and contemplate and relish and delight in the fact that the information that you receive comes from every encounter that you have, and therefore information and knowledge for your enlightenment and your growth and understanding and the evolution of your consciousness is available to you all around you. It does not simply come from the higher realms. It does not come from the higher dimensions only. That is to say that the higher dimensions are offering you information from the higher dimensions, but the earth is offering you information from the earth. And are you or are you not currently existing within the realms of earth? And are you or are you not willing and here incarnated, in fact, into this earth experience in order to live here now, to be here now, understanding and accepting what is, in order to gently and gracefully and easily over time move into a state of evolution that simply raises the consciousness of all life on earth. It is not just for those who are spiritually advanced. It is for all life on earth, including the earth itself. It is also a consciousness, and as you expand your knowledge and become more receptive to receiving the we want to say highly intelligent information that is available to you in every given moment, you will notice and develop more of an understanding about what it is to live in a unifying field, not only with one another, but also with the Earth's consciousness. And you will come to understand that all are expanding and raising their vibrational frequency at the same time. And yes, there will be somewhat of a separation that does occur on this planet and has been occurring for some years and will continue to occur in the next, well, we'll say few years for now. But that separation need not be something that you focus on or give your attention to. Instead, focus your attention on building the connections within you, building your personal connections, if you like, with above and below, building your personal connections with every encounter that you have, with your own sensitivities in regards to perceiving a shift in vibrational frequencies, so that you can understand when you are meeting another vibrational being and how that is interacting and, well, we want to say synergistically or not, merging with you, because we want to say the guidance and the information and the navigation that you seek about how to move forward in the very best way that is not only the very best for your personal evolution, but also the very best for the illusion of all human consciousness, is to be found within those moments, within the moment of recognizing where you have met up within with a different frequency to yourself, and the two of you are merging and matching. And does an exchange take place there, and do you consent to that exchange? And is that an appropriate exchange for you, or are you simply bumping up against some, well, let's say, we want to say, we are looking for an appropriate word. We want to say a difference is all that we are going to highlight to you now. Simply noticing the difference between encountering a vibrationary being that is aligned with you and encountering one that isn't. And what do you do with the information that you receive there where you notice the difference? How do you respond? How do you react to that? And again, there is so much knowledge and awareness and understanding for you within those moments, and bringing yourself into presence and consciousness within those moments, and then querying within yourself your point of choice. Do you follow the old patterns, or do you begin to create a new way to connect? Sometimes I just jump right out of there and I'm back in the room. Not that I've left the room, but the room of my I don't know what to say, my voice box. Okay, let's just see if there's something else. I had a few questions myself, and I'm not entirely sure it's appropriate to answer them and share them on this quite general platform. Sometimes I can be running a little ahead of what is appropriate to share, and if I am out of integrity with what the sacred knowledge I'm given, then the doorway to the knowledge will kind of close a little. So I'm always really mindful to check in and just to really confirm that, you know, whatever is shared is appropriate to be shared. And these spirit reports are always sent out with an intention and somewhat of a container around them, that they will only be received by those, only be seen and watched by those who are really willing to receive the information, and are not creating or sending back any kind of any conflicted or any negative energy back into it. So okay, let me just see, because I do have some questions. Okay, thank you. So I just put a question out there. I'm feeling like there's some concern as well. There's some sort of worry out there around this. And I haven't really had the worry. I feel very knowing about what's going on as far as a broader perspective of what is collectively changing on the planet right now. I have the capacity. I find it quite easy to sort of take myself off the earth and look from afar and kind of sit up with the ET guides and have a bit of a look at the landscape from back there and how things are playing out. And I find a lot of knowledge and comfort in this, because I then don't get kind of caught up in the little nitty-gritty things. But I'm aware that it can be quite difficult, and I know the spirits have continuously asked us and encouraged us to not only look within, absolutely, become quiet, all the things we've been talking about all of 2020, they've also been really clear again and again to say, do not get distracted by external influences, do not get distracted by the media and politicians. This message comes up again and again and again, but I know that there is some concern around how things are playing out. And so my question really was, are there higher forces at work? And what I really kind of asked was just to frame it in a way that was understood and sort of generally can be received and understood by all of you. I just asked if there are angels at work within the different sort of fractions that are governing this world right now, within the different infrastructures, the collectives that are, I want to say, seemingly in control. Are there angels there, and are there forces at work that are working for the positive, for the peaceful unification and harmonization of all life on earth? And the answer was yes. And so I'm just going to share a bit about that, because what they're really saying is, that even though it doesn't look like it a lot of the time, and this is why they've said, do not get distracted by what is shown on the media and what is spoken via the media in regards to what politicians are saying and speaking, certainly those that are seemingly in charge. Do not be distracted by those, because what is happening is, yes, what is happening is somewhat of a Chinese whispers situation. By the time it gets through the channels of the media, it has been spoken about so many times that the story is quite askew. But that, within all of the systems that have been, let's say, that they're careful about what they want me to say here. Let's say that we feel have had a really negative impact on humanity and on the earth. Those systems, within every single one of them, there are light workers, there are angels who are making great headway. They are carving avenues, they are opening doors, they are bringing in and ensuring that the inspiration manifests and that the inspiration makes changes that are extremely positive and that are supporting the evolution and the, I want to say, the dismantling of that which has had a negative impact on humanity for such a long time. And so they are really saying, there is no need for you to have great fear or great worry around this. It is advised to be discerning always. It is advised, however, to contribute where you can with your own beliefs and moral code coming from your heart, not coming from a sense of righteousness, coming from your heart's knowing, really staying very focused on the kind of world you want to live in, the kind of world where there are qualities that you have within your moral code that are leading the decisions, leading particularly those that make the decisions on behalf of the collective. And so noticing what you can do in the moments with what presents right in front of you, and not dispersing and losing and watering down your potent life force energy by being concerned and having worry and having anger and having aggression about things that are not happening in front of you. So they're really talking about, what's on the path right before you, what's coming into your field directly. Can you make a change there? Can you use your voice? Can you take action? Can you contribute in a way that is, again, coming from qualities that you want, not coming from qualities of further anger and further separation and further abuse and further persecution? Instead, coming from qualities of understanding and equanimity and compassion and, yes, honesty and integrity, coming from qualities of doing no harm to others or to the self, or to the environment around you. And so it is important that we are leading the way by holding this energy and noticing how we can contribute in the situations that present in front of us. And again, not dispersing our energy or spending a lot of time really concerned about what can be done for things that are happening way away from you. And so this is again, part of why they're encouraging us to not be too distracted with what is shown through the media or what is shown, through the internet, because that can disperse our energy into places that it is not that effective. It is more effective to be responsible for what is in front of you and contributing responsibly, discerningly to the actions, and also again, to your thoughts and what they are doing. If your thoughts are in a place of fear and uncertainty and confusion, then that is what you are adding into the field around you. And so great responsibility must be taken now to have great mental discipline, heightened emotional intelligence, and a really beautifully cultivated presence and capacity to reharmonize the self. Okay, thank you. And so they were really showing me all these different places all over the world where there are angels that are working. And so again, they're really going, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. Exercise your sovereignty within your own mind. Exercise your power within your own mind and within your the field that you inhabit and that you contribute your energy into, which is 40 feet around you maximum. So it's kind of like keep it pretty local. That's wonderful. Okay, thank you, beauties. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today and send you so much love. If you want any assistance or guidance to just have some tools in place to come back into that center, let me know. I have a course coming up on the 22nd of November. You can just go to my website at the end of the video to check that out in the Ascension Alchemy portal there. And if you have any questions that you'd like to ask as well, if you have any queries that you'd like a direct response from Spirit, please ask the questions. It's really helpful. Otherwise they just kind of say what they want to say, and often they're kind of repeating the same thing in different ways, and it's like, okay, we're not quite getting it yet. But if you have any more juicy questions for me, I'm always keen to ask them and see how willing they are to respond. All right, lots of love to you. Keep up the good work. You're doing really well. Thank you for being so nice to yourself and showing us all how to love you. That's really so cool. Bless you.